Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good today. First today I just wanted to show off some stuff I got at the comic shop last week. This is Detective Comics number 27. It's facsimile edition that just came out. It reprints everything, including the ads. The only thing I don't like is it's not the same size as a Golden Age comic. I wish that was one thing they could do, is just, and there would still be indicators like on the price and stuff, but make it the same size. Like, it's Golden Age comics are a little bit bigger than Silver Age and Current, so I wish they would do that. But anyway, just thought I'd show y'all that real quick. And I also got the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1 facsimile edition. So yeah, I'm trying to get all these facsimiles. They're, for one, they're really cool, and for two, they actually tend to go up in value, and it's going to be hard. Like, it's, unless you have a lot of money, it's kind of hard to afford a lot of these early, especially Golden Age stuff, but also a lot of Silver Age Marvel stuff. So I'm happy to have these in my collection. That's the best I can do. I can't get those really expensive ones. My background is just the first 3 Christopher Reeve films. I just thought I'd have that as a backdrop, mostly because this video is mostly to do with Superman comics today. So I went to Ultimate Comics to get Robert Venditti's signature. He's doing a free signing at Ultimate Comics this last weekend. So I got him to sign my my Superman 78 hardcover. I have all the individual issues too, but I just got him to sign the hardcover. I'll show you right here. His signature right there, which was nice. One cool thing I like about this hardcover is it's got it looks like a VHS tape on the inside of the dust jacket, which is pretty cool. So, on the side. But yeah, I really, Christopher Reeve's my Superman, he always will be. Okay, so now getting into, while I was there, I picked up, they had a very good variety of older Superman issues, of, especially Silver Age and Bronze Age stuff. So there we go. That's the first one I picked up. I was missing part of the cover, but it was only $12. So for an older Superman like that, and other than the cover, it's actually in very, very good condition. Let me find my notes here, because I don't even remember. This is Action Comics. It's Action Comics number 282. So Silver Age, early Silver Age. It's the last 10-cent cover price for Action Comics, and it came out in November 1961. Cover by Kurt Swan, story by Bill Finger, art by Al Plastino. So I just read it. It's got a Supergirl backup story. These Action Comics, Action Comics are not like the Supermans, these old ones. It's not just one story. It's usually, for Silver Age, it's the main story and then a backup story. Sometimes it's the Atom, sometimes it's Supergirl. And then the Golden Age stuff, they had a short Superman story, and then they had lots of other stories in it, probably 5 to 8 stories. So that's how Action Comics is different from Superman. And a lot of Golden Age stuff was more of a, like, Detective Comics back then. It's more of a, they have several different comics in there, but this is just a side note. Anyway, Yeah, in this issue, Clark takes the day off from the planet, and while Superman does his thing as Clark, Superman had robots back then. So he'd have his robots go do Clark stuff while he's doing his Superman stuff. So that's what happened in this issue, and then his robot makes a mistake and he's afraid Lois Lane's gonna cover him or discover him that he's a robot. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting story. Won't spoil it all for you. But anyway, moving on to the next one. This is Action Comics 359. This is the second part to the one I showed you in my other Silver Age video. Not my comics pickup video, but my collection video. I said I was going to get part 2, and I actually ordered it shortly after that so that I could read it. Part 2 of where Superman thinks he killed somebody. It turns out he didn't, of course, especially in this age of comics. Let me find my notes here. So, yeah, Action Comics 359 came out February 1968, and it's the stories continued from Action Comics 358. This is a Neil Adams cover. Neil Adams, rest in peace. Great artist. Story by Leo Dorfman and pencils by Kurt Swan. So, that was another good book. I just read it. And here we go, continuing with Action Comics. Action Comics number 427. This is actually Bronze Age. Earlier Bronze Age, I think. Somewhat early Bronze Age. And this one you can see in this issue, the Atom. So the Atom had the backup story in this one. So this one came out September 1973. The cover is by Nick Cardy, script by Cary Bates, and interior pencils by Kurt Swan. And at this time period, Clark was working for the TV news instead of the Daily Planet, because they thought newspapers were getting old, even back then. So they had him working as a news anchor, and if only they knew. But he did eventually go back to the Daily Planet, I think in 1985. I think that's when it happened, after the Crisis on Infinite Earths. But for a while he was doing that. One thing I found interesting is, so this came out September 1973. Somebody wrote on here 6/26/73. So apparently that shows you these still came out 3 months before the date on the issue. Not that that's a big deal, but I just found that interesting. I know nowadays they do that, but I wasn't alive in 1973. But apparently they've been doing that a long time. They still do that. They come out with them a few months before the actual date. Anyway, kind of just a interesting thing I saw. What's the story? The story is about 21st century man who goes to the 20th century and enters his ancestor's body. Yeah, and then it is kind of a very odd story, but anyway. Next one. Oh, that's right. I remember now. He's kind of like a bad guy but he doesn't want to be a bad guy. He goes back from the 21st century to the 20th century, and then prevents his own existence. So kind of reverse Back to the Future. He he prevents himself from existing so that he doesn't do these bad things. So then he never existed. He prevents his parents from meeting, and then he never existed. So, like I said, kind of reverse Back to the Future. And this came out obviously before Back to the Future, but it was interesting. Okay, and then we got Action Comics number 435, another Bronze Age issue. Came out May 1974, another Atom backup story. Cover by Nick Cardy, script by Cary Bates, pencils by Kurt Swan again. Kurt Swan does some nice art. So, alrighty. And then we get into that's it for Action Comics. Then we get into Superman. Now this one, Superman 162. This story has been reprinted many, many times. The first time I read it was around the time I first fell in love with Superman. My father took me to see Superman 4 in the movie theater. I was 5 years old, and to me it was an amazing experience. Even though the movie, I discovered years later, was not as good as I had imagined it because I was a child and I loved the movie. It didn't matter to me because it was Superman. Christopher Reeve was Superman. So how I came in love with Superman. So how this story connects to this issue is my father bought me... Actually, I can go get it. My father bought me this trade paperback, one of my first comics ever, before we went to see that movie, the greatest Superman stories ever told. And this comic is one of the, it's a compilation of older issues, but this comic was my favorite one in this. I read it many, many times. Superman Red and Blue. If you're a Superman fan, a lot of you have probably read it, but Superman separates himself into two personalities by accident because he needs to solve some of these problems he's been not able to solve. He needs to bring Kandor back to the original size. He needs to stop all the crime on Earth and everything. So he accidentally splits himself into two. He solves all the world's problems, basically, and then he retires. And one version of him goes off with Lois onto New Krypton, and another version stays with Lana on Earth. So I just, when I was a kid, I didn't care much about the story, but I just loved there were two Supermans in two different colors. I don't know. That's what I liked when I was a kid. So this is kind of a special comic to me. Goes back to the time when my love for Superman first happened. Okay, now, I don't know if I said, okay, so that issue, let me get my notes here, sorry. Okay, so that, 62. So that came out on July 1963, cover by Kurt Schaffenberger, story by Leo Dorfman, pencils by Kurt Swan again. So, this Kurt Swan guy has no idea how much he's affected my love for this character my whole life. So, okay, next one, I just read this one actually. Superman 184. And then this one, sorry, I should probably be more prepared for these things. 184. Let me be more organized, I'm sorry. Anyway, I can't find the note. Oh, here it is. Came out January 1966. Cover by Kurt Swan, script by Otto Binder, art by Al Plastino. Anyway, in this one, there's some planet that orbits through space, going to different solar systems, which we all know is scientifically impossible, but hey, it's about a man that flies and has all these powers, so let's just look past it. He discovers it, he gets on the planet. First he has superpowers, then he gets to Red Sun, orbiting planet, he loses his superpowers. Everyone thinks he's a witch. They try to kill him. He has to do these magic things without any superpowers, so he finds different ways to do magic tricks, basically, so that they won't think he's a witch. It was an alright story, not one of my favorites. It's kind of interesting seeing him overcome challenges that he couldn't use his powers for. Then, of course, he gets them back later. Okay, the rest of these I have not read yet, but I figured I'd go ahead and do a video with them anyway, so I won't be able to describe the story quite as much. But I still took some notes to give you some info on them. There's Superman number 194. I've always liked this cover. I'm glad to finally get my hands on it. That's Superman 194, came out January 1967. Cover by Kurt Swan, script by Otto Binder, pencils by Kurt Swan, interior pencils. So yeah, I might have read a reprint of I must have read a reprint of this one at some point, but I know I've seen the cover before. Glad to finally have the original issue. So yeah, I picked all these up. I think I already mentioned it, but I picked all these up at Ultimate Comics when I went to get that signature. And got some pretty good prices on them. Again, I always search the issues that aren't in pristine condition. That way I can get more of them. And I can always upgrade them later, of course, if I want to. Okay, this next one is Superman 196. Another cover I like. I usually go for the covers I like first, too. I'd like to get them all one day, but, you know, it's gradual. So, Superman 196. This came out May 1967. Cover by Kurt Swan. Script by Bill Finger. Which I find interesting because Bill Finger is, along with Bob Kane, the creator of Batman. He wrote Detective Comics 27. Bob Kane drew it, he wrote it, so Bill Finger wrote this story. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Looking forward to reading it, seeing how Batman writes Superman. I didn't realize he had even written any Superman comics, which is pretty cool. Alright, here we go. Superman 198. It's another cool cover. Came out July 1967. Cover by Kurt Swan, script by Cary Bates, art by Al Plastino. This is another cover I absolutely love. Superman number 240. It's I think you all know who did that cover, Neil Adams. Came out July 1971. Script by Denny O'Neil. Pencils by Kurt Swan. Another famous cover. I don't know if it's considered a classic cover or not by CGC or whoever, but it's definitely a great issue. I haven't read it yet, but God, I love that cover. It's awesome. Okay. Now we're done with the Supermans. I've got 4 more comics to show you. More Superman stuff, but got Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 68. It's actually giant size issue. 80-page giant. I think I got it for like $6. It was a great price because these giants are usually more expensive. So glad to have that 25-cent issue. Let me see if I can. Yeah. So it came out September 1966, cover by Kurt Schaffenberger, script by Jerry Siegel. The writer for Superman, the creator of Superman. So that'll be a good one to read too. And pencils by Kurt Swan. I'll leave that there. And then Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 84. It's another cover that's pretty cool. Cover by Neil Adams. That's probably why it's pretty cool. Never been the biggest Neil Adams fan, but recently realized a lot of these covers I like are probably because of him, so maybe I should be a little bit more appreciative of him. He was a great artist. He did some amazing covers. Script by Leo Dorfman, pencils by Irv Novick. It came out July 1968. Next one, Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 102, a little bit later issue. Came out July 1970, cover by Kurt Swan, script by Robert Koninger, and pencils by Kurt Swan. Interior pencils. When you're dead, you're dead. Oh, that's true. Yes, Lon, it's true. I killed Lois Lane. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Anyway, and the very last one I have for you today, Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 124. Lois thinks she's a jungle queen or something. So cover artist by Bob Oxner, pencils by John Rosenberger, and script by Cary Bates. It's published July 1972, another Bronze Age issue. So, yeah. So, alright, next video for comics should be a video with a lot more variety. I'm going to be showing you some non-Superman stuff. My Silver Age box of other comics like Green Lantern, The Flash. The Flash is probably my second favorite superhero after Superman. Some other off things I have. So, yep. Please tune in, like and subscribe. Give me some pointers. Let me know what you think I could do better. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. Yeah, so I'm trying to talk faster through these videos instead of being so so anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it, and have a good one. Hope you check out some of my other videos later. Have a good one.